Going to start off with an easy one for you this week, just to build the confidence up. We're going to ease into the episode. Start off with an easy one.
Yeah.
Which team would you say is our team? And I don't mean my team, your team.
No.
I mean pointing at the canvas behind me.
Yeah.
Our team.
Our team.
Our team.
That's probably the easiest question I've ever been asked in my life.
See, we're off to a flyer.
The Saints.
The Saints. Well, I found out a funny story about the Saints.
Okay.
First off, I will say that we bloody love the Saints.
We do.
But I found out something about this glorious club that dates back to 2004.
Okay.
So in 2004, they won 10 games in a row. Right, they had a pretty good season in 2004. Not as good as 2009, 2010, but we don't talk about those years because we love the Saints.
Yes.
But in 2004, they had a pretty good year.
Yeah.
And they won 10 games in a row.
Yep. Yep.
Now,
somewhere in the middle of the season or something.
Don't know.
Somewhere in the
at some
season.
point, some point throughout 2004, they won 10 games in a row.
Yeah.
And plenty of teams have done that, right?
Yeah.
Not many have marked the occasion. The Saints did.
Right.
They released a DVD called The Winning Streak, which apparently goes through the 10 random games that they won. And the reason I bring this up is I found out about this a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, oh, well, maybe there'll be another opportunity to do a DVD.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. No.
Not anymore.
Welcome, Jack, one and all, to another episode of Fine Leg to Full Forward. How are we doing, Critch?
I'm well, mate. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Why are you smirking?
No, I'm just still thinking about the Saints DVD.
I was looking at you like you're about to start saying welcome, and I was just like, why is he smirking
during the welcome?
Yeah, I was just like, look, I know we've got your confidence up with an easy start to the episode.
No, I'm picturing it. Like, I don't know if anyone's actually. If any of the listeners own this DVD, that would be.
We're looking at you, Conan. Like, realistically.
But I'm interested now, like, if it's just the full, like, games start to finish and then the next game start to finish, or if there's some sort of, if this was the first, before The Last Dance, before any of these other Netflix sports docos, you had this 04 doco of the Saints during their 10-game winning streak, and you've got like interviews with the players and everything.
Yeah, they're doing like bits of the camera.
Like game 6, you've got Nicky Roo sitting down just like, and I thought maybe that was the end, but then again.
I took it personally. We'd love, look, yeah, we can buy that DVD on eBay.
Okay.
It's like $15, I think.
Nice.
But if any of the listeners do happen to own that, maybe we'll do like a live react to it or something if we can get our hands on something like that. That'd be outrageous. Anyway, you went up to Sydney.
I did.
First one in a little while, it feels like. First one this year?
No, I went up in Feb, probably about mid-Feb.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up quite a bit, so... Yeah.
Actually, the first one this year doesn't sound right.
No. But it was good, though.
Yeah.
It was good. Folks are moving house, so...
Move house as much as I do.
Quite a lot of moving, so... my partner went up and helped him out a little bit with the move, and
wholesome.
It was wholesome vibes.
Love it.
It was a great weekend, mate.
Love it.
And we went to the Sydney Easter show too on the Sunday, and that was good.
Yeah, right. Nice. So that was the weekend after Easter. It runs for a while, does it?
Yeah, I think it's like the whole school holiday.
School
holidays, lines up with that.
I forgot they were a thing.
Yeah, school holidays.
Yeah. Crazy how little they mean to you.
Yeah.
Funnily enough.
Unless you're thinking about traffic and that sort of thing. That's the only time it's like, school holidays. That means this place is going to be more crowded than usual, or
You're right. I'll tell you what also is affected by school holidays. That's the trains.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
I can't remember what day this was. It was a day last week, was on the train.
Yeah, a lot less people than usual.
Quieter trains, which is nice.
Yeah.
Able to have a cheeky sit down on the way to work.
Yeah.
It's nice in the morning. And there's nothing worse, is there, than running for a train and not quite getting there.
Oh, like, so the doors are starting to close.
Or you've just got on the platform and it's taken off.
Just, yeah.
I saw a lady take on a train door and win.
Okay, so at what point does she sort of, like, where is she at? Where are the doors at when she sort of gets to them?
I'm stumbling at the first question. I didn't actually see it. I'll tell you what happened. I heard it, right? So sitting on the train, minding my own business. I think I was chatting to Tash about something, whatever.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we just hear the beep that the doors start to make as they start to close.
Yeah.
And then followed by that, like a second or two later, just whack. And then this woman appears out of nowhere, panting. And she's made it on the train, so the doors like open back up. And then this other lady just strolls on in so casually. So you got these two people who've just made the train in the nick of time. One of them has made it happen by punching a hole in the door.
And the other one just strolls behind.
Not many people can say they've taken on a train door and won. And this lady getting on at the station.
And this is all just audio. Like, you didn't actually see it happen.
I looked up, heard the bang. Looked up and saw it all then.
Saw the rest of it.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
It's an interesting way to start the morning, I'll tell you that. Another week in the books, we I guess we can say we gathered round.
Yeah.
Or can we say? No, we didn't really go to Adelaide, so maybe we can't say that.
Yeah, some people gathered round.
People gathered round in gather round.
Yeah.
Kicked off with the Crows, who were clearly pumped to have everyone in their hometown.
Yeah.
They got off to an absolute flyer for Gather Round weekend. They kicked 8 goals to 2 against the Blues in the first quarter and never really looked back. Like, they bloody pumped them.
Yeah, talk about making a statement at your home ground for Gather Round.
Yeah.
That was the biggest statement, I think, of the round.
Yeah, it's interesting. Adelaide, they're a surprise team for sure.
Yeah.
Early on, I think. Maybe we don't know if it's more of a comment on Adelaide or more of a comment on Carlton yet. Yeah. I know Carlton haven't won Adelaide Oval for a good few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still that point of the season where you can't really get a sense of too many teams at the moment, especially with a few teams rising back up the ladder. You're like, well, I don't know what they're going to be like.
Yep.
But they're an interesting one to watch. They're an exciting team to watch.
They made a statement, and someone else that made a statement, you're talking about, not being sure how to gauge a team so early on in a season. The Bombers made an enormous statement against the D's.
They did, yeah.
Major upset. Because I know, the Bombers have had a pretty good run so far. Lots of people have been saying, okay, it's because of their draw and who they've been up against. But this was a convincing win.
Over a bloody good team as well.
Yeah. Like, when I was sort of watching the highlights of it and everything, they were up 100 odd to 60 odd at a point in the fourth, and the D's brought it back to 30 odd, but still just comprehensive the whole way through.
Yeah, Essendon are an interesting one. Yeah, I think they're one that a lot of people are most intrigued about. Like, again, like we just said, is that more of a comment on Essendon or Melbourne? Like, we'll soon find out, I'm sure. Collingwood versus St Kilda.
Yeah.
This one ended up being a thriller. If I remember rightly, it was pretty close throughout most of the game. Then Collingwood kicked away in the last quarter. They were up by 25 with 5 minutes to go, something like that.
Yep.
And the Saints almost kicked back. Like, Collingwood only ended up winning by 6. So pretty close game throughout the game, and then ended up being more of a thriller than it probably should have. I don't know. Yeah, so the Saints, unfortunately the streak's over, but Ross the Boss is still running the show. Still top of the ladder. We love the Saints.
We do love the Saints.
Say it one more time just because of the start of the episode. We probably need to. We love the Saints. We love the Saints.
Just to clear any confusion, they are our team.
We love them.
A couple more sort of things from the round. Power beat the Dogs at home as well.
Yeah, they
mentioned
did.
that they very wet game.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Just seemed like when usually you can't really tell if it's raining that hard on TV because the cameras are so good that it still looks so clear.
Yeah.
But there was enough of a haze to be like, oh, it's raining.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah. Full credit to, sorry to interrupt, credit for the Adelaide's crowds for braving the weather and making Gather Round what it was.
Absolutely, yeah. 47,000 for that first game, 45,000 for the Port game.
Oh, but the whole round was sold out. What?
Yeah. Yeah. And finally, some sad news.
Oh no.
A bit shocking, but North have actually dropped out of the 8 now. So
shit.
Just thought I'd
where in the ladder?
13th. Yeah.
13th.
Yeah.
What? Oh, that's such a long I've taken you.
How quickly?
Jesus.
How the mighty have fallen.
No, that's all right. Look, was that 2 and 3?
Yeah, 2 and 3. So the first 2 and then the next 3.
That's right. It comes and goes in waves.
It does.
As it certainly seems to be.
It does.
Anyway, Gather Round is done and dusted, and I think correct me if I'm wrong, we misunderstood the concept.
Oh, big time. And I think we were talking about it just before. We were like, Gather Round it's a great idea because it showcases a city and then we can go on to a next city.
Yeah. When it was first announced, we interpreted it to be an event that moves city to city every year. So it's like, gather round, kids, the AFL is coming to town.
Yeah.
It's like a travelling circus almost. But obviously that's not happened because it's been announced that Adelaide are having Gather Round for the next 3 years, which, obviously I've been reading that it was a successful weekend, so whether they deserve it, whether they were the highest bidder, that's not for us to talk about. But yeah, we are confident that we can make this Gather Round city to city thing happen. Like, if anything, the 3-year announcement for Adelaide has given us 3 years to come up with a plan to make it happen.
Yeah. Yep.
So what we've done this week, we've actually done a bit of pre-work on this one. We've each picked a city out of a hat.
Yep.
Which you might have seen on Instagram if you happen to follow us there, and if you don't, please do. So we picked a city out of a hat, and what we're going to do, we're each going to sell our plans to you, the listeners, for you to decide which one is best. Now, it's not a collective plan. We're competing, so we want it to go head to head, and for you to decide who's done the better job of coming up with a plan. So the city you picked out for your Gather Round pitch was...
It was Brisbane.
It was Brisbane.
Bris Vegas.
And funnily enough, excuse me, sorry, the team that I picked out for my Gather Round pitch was Hobart.
It was
Hobart down there in Tasmania.
Mm-hmm.
So just to give you a little more context, it's obviously a very high level plan as is the way we tend to do things.
Yep.
We've split the plans into selling the city itself, venues available in the city, ambassadors we may be using, and we've given ourselves one grand idea, we're calling it.
Yep.
So I guess without any further ado, did you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'll kick it off.
With your, I guess...
My pitch.
Your pitch. So the first part would be selling Brisbane, right, for your Gather Round?
Absolutely. I'll sell Brisbane to you. Now, I've got to keep in mind that you have a marketing mind. So we're going head to head.
We are.
But I'll do my best.
Okay.
All right. So Brisbane. All right. Now, Brisbane is a city that offers, now hear me out, a laid-back charm, urban energy with a dash of adventure. Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, that's just what the travel guide said.
Right. I was going to say, which website you pull that from.
Okay. But let me explain why, right? What's the first word you think of when you hear a bit of word association? What's the first word you think of when you hear the word Brisbane? Laid back. Exactly, right?
Oh, right. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Right, rhetorical question. Well,
yeah.
Right, okay,
back.
sorry.
It's laid back.
Yeah, okay.
Right. What's the second word you think of when you hear the word Brisbane? urban, right?
Yep. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay,
It's an urban sort of environment.
right. Yep.
And what's the third word you think of when you hear the word Brisbane?
What was the other one from the travel guide?
Adventure.
Adventure. Right.
Correct.
Yeah, okay,
See,
yeah.
it just comes to you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the idea of advertising. I think it's just it should just come from within the audience. They should just feel it. It just resonates with them.
So you reckon everyone in Brisbane is like that? They feel that.
They feel that already.
In their DNA.
But I mean, laid back, but also vibrant. And
I thought you were going to say urban.
I'll give you an example. I was, my brother's, he lived in Brizzy for a good 5-6 years during his uni days, and we'd visit quite a bit. We went there during a very busy time of year. It was around Australia Day.
Busy Brizzy, yeah.
They had, it was a public holiday. They had some fireworks going and everything. And we were in the heart of the city. We're in South Bank. And they had some fireworks going. And that's the most sort of busiest time of the year, you'd assume. It was public holiday, everyone about.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, it wasn't a pain to get home.
Wasn't a pain to get home.
It was beautiful. It didn't feel dead. It felt vibrant. It felt urban.
Getting home was an adventure, was it?
But getting home was a breeze, mate.
Okay.
And that's what I find is beautiful about Brisbane, mate. It's 283 days of sunshine a year.
Yep. I mean, the big plus. Big plus.
Big plus. It's a very sunny state. You've also got the Sunshine Coast. You've got Moreton Island close by, the Gold Coast, all within, about an hour or so. And so, for anyone coming up for Gather Round in Brisbane, you'd make a trip of it, right? You wouldn't just come for one game. You'd come for a weekend. You'd make a trip of it, and you'd be able to go just an hour trek down to the Gold Coast or up to the sunny coast. Moreton Island's real nice too. I think there's a few shipwreck sort of things that you can scuba dive around and things like that.
Is that what the travel guide said?
No, I don't think so. No, this is all just from my my experience. I think. Yeah,
Been scuba diving.
Scuba diving. And then of course you've got the theme parks, mate, down at Gold Coast.
Yeah.
You've also got Australia's only city man-made beach in Brisbane as well.
Right.
So, mate, Brisbane's got it all.
Okay, so that Brisbane's got it all. Is that your key message for why they should have a gather round?
I mean, the key message, if I can, I'd put it into 3 words.
God, it is one of those 3 words.
The 3 words?
Yeah, go on.
Well, it's laid back.
Yep.
It's urban, and it's adventurous.
Okay.
It's all of them.
Cool. All right. So that's you selling the city of Brisbane.
Correct.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not really sure how you've made that relevant to Gather Round to AFL specifically, but I mean that's all right. That's all right. What I've done is I've tugged on the heartstrings a bit more.
Okay.
So this is my pitch for Hobart to have Gather Round.
Go
on. Tasmania's yearning for its own AFL team is not simply a matter of sport, but a deeply held passion that reflects the heart and soul of its people. The state's love for Australian rules football runs deep, with its local clubs and competitions attracting dedicated fans and top-level talent. However, without an AFL team to call its own, Tasmania's passion for the sport is left unfulfilled, and its young and talented players are forced to leave the state to pursue their dreams. So the least that we could do is give their capital city an opportunity to showcase their passion for the game with a gather round. In addition to some of the best AFL fans out there, Hobart offers a range of other sporting and recreational activities. Hiking, mountain biking, fishing and sailing. You can also explore the city's rich history and culture by visiting attractions such as the Tasmanian Museum and Art Gallery, markets, breweries, and I haven't even touched on how picturesque the place is.
Yeah.
It's a charming city that offers a perfect blend of natural beauty, culture, and sport, making it the perfect spot for a footy fest like Gather Round.
Nice.
Sometimes it's not jokes. Sometimes I just want to do a good job.
Yeah, well, I can see, mate. I can see you've the marketing degree is really coming through. It
was bound to pay off eventually.
Yeah.
I'm just glad the moment's finally come. All right, so that's selling the city.
Yep.
So we're gonna keep going through, but as you're listening along, just keep in mind who said what.
Yeah.
So that's selling the city. We've sold Brisbane and Hobart.
Yep.
So on to the venues.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Did you want
to? So Brisbane, we've got the Gabba.
Mm-hmm.
Current capacity of about 40,000.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 39 odd for footy. I think slightly less for cricket as well. But this is proposed to be upgraded to 50,000 for the Olympics.
Okay. When are the Olympics?
2032.
When are we wanting Gather Round in Brisbane?
In 3 years. It's all right. It's all right.
Okay. Yep.
We're ahead of the curve.
Yeah, okay.
You build the stadium nice and early.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got time to see that it's all, working as a stadium should work.
You're right.
7 years early and then you're ready for the Olympics.
Yeah, true. You can gather around for the Olympics.
You can.
Yeah.
You can.
Yep.
You've also got Heritage Bank Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was called that. I thought it was still called Metricon.
That was this year though, to be fair, I think.
Was it?
So
okay.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, just down at Gold Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Capacity of 27,500.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the next one that I could find that had that had any sort of capacity was Allan Border Field, which had a capacity of 6,500. Most of the other stadiums around, like Suncorp Stadium, are all rugby and soccer based.
It's big up there.
It is big.
It is big up there.
It is big. But I still think, having a couple of stadiums like that is enough for a gather round.
Mm-hmm. Well, moving back to Hobart, when you pulled Brisbane out of the hat and I pulled Hobart, my first thought was, well, he's got me covered on the venue section there.
Yeah.
I will just say, obviously we are competing. Having Gold Coast be the second option when it's supposed to be in Brisbane, you're not really gathering around one city if you've got to drive an hour and 10 down the road to go to the other stadium. Okay. I'm getting desperate. The claws are coming out. So the biggest stadium in Hobart, Blunston Arena, what's it called these days? Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. You know what I'm talking about when I say Blunston Arena, don't you?
Is it Belrive? Is it Belrive Oval?
I don't know.
Is it the same
It's
one?
the big one in Hobart.
Yeah.
It holds 19,500 people.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got me covered there with the Gabba.
Yep.
We've got KGV Oval. Dunno how it's 10 k's down the road from Hobart.
Okay.
So a lot closer than Gold Coast. I've got you covered there.
Yep.
Only holds 18,000 people.
Yep.
But there's a sense of community with it staying there.
Yep.
And then I've got North Hobart Oval.
Yep.
Capacity of about 10,000 people. So the third tier stadium is a step up from the one in Brizzy. Is
That's
it even
not
in Brizzy?
bad.
The one you got? I don't know if the one
is
in Brizzy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't care that none of these stadiums come close to the capacity of what we just saw in Adelaide.
Yep.
Or what you're proposing in Brisbane.
Yep.
Because it's a real sense of community with stadiums that size. Because the whole point is to gather round. And when you're that close to the action, when you're that involved in the game, you're going to be gathered round.
I guess you are. You are gathering around.
Right.
Okay.
That's venue sorted.
Yep. On to ambassadors. Now, Brisbane. I've gone with someone very iconic. Israel Folau. No, I'm joking.
I shouldn't have taken a sip.
I've gone with Charlie Cameron.
Okay.
Charlie Cameron. Grew up in Brisbane. Moved to WA when he was 17. Moved to Adelaide. Played for the Crows.
Mm-hmm.
Homecoming, mate. He came back home. Picked up by Brisbane. He's a true Brisbanean? Is it a
Brisbanean?
I don't know if that's a
Brisbaneite?
Brisbaneite. Maybe.
I don't know what it is. I think Brisbaneite.
Something
I don't know.
like that.
Brisbane resident.
Yes, he's a true resident of Brisbane. It's a lot of passion when you say that. Yeah,
yeah. I like that. There's a nice kind of sense of full circle moment.
Full circle. Yeah,
I rate that.
But also, I feel like you could have a couple ambassadors as well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Michael Voss, Jason Ackermanis, all sort of names that could come into the mix there.
Any kind of clash with Vossi, Koch and Carlton?
look, potentially.
Conflict of interest there at all?
Potentially. but I think anything to get the people of Brisbane to sort of get on board as well.
No, you're right. I'm
They'll think of the glory days. I think of Acker. I think of Vossi.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You got 3 years to figure it out anyway.
Yeah.
So, no, I like it. Some very, very talented AFL people you've thrown out there.
Yep.
Moving back to Hobart.
Yep.
My ambassador would be someone who played for our team.
Our team?
Just going back to the easy one.
Yep.
Who's our team?
The Saints.
We love the Saints.
We do.
And someone who was born in Hobart, played for North Hobart, and was drafted to the Saints. We love the Saints.
We do.
Clint Jones.
Okay.
He was there around the time that we kept talking about that we don't talk about anymore.
Yeah.
We love the Saints.
Yeah.
I reckon he earned a reputation as a tenacious, hard-working midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, that lines up with Hobart values.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what I'm basing that on. It just sounded.
You just feel it, mate.
Sounded right. I felt it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Clint Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Clint Jones is gonna fly the flag for Hobart.
Nice.
And then you've got like Jack Rewalt and Ben Brown that we can use as active players, and they can be the supporting cast.
Sure.
Because you need a sprinkle of active players in there to fly the flag.
And even though they play for obviously other teams that aren't in Tassie, I think someone's connection to their hometown, home city is always going to have an impact on things like this. They'd definitely be keen to showcase their own city.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. And I guess that leaves us. So we've covered selling the city.
Yep.
We've covered the venues available.
Yep.
We've picked our ambassadors.
Yep.
So what's left is the one grand idea.
Correct.
In the name of growing the game.
Yep.
What's your grand idea?
Okay. So my grand idea. You're smiling.
I don't know. This could be anything.
There's a few assumptions that lead to this grand idea, and I think they're reasonable assumptions. They're things that could happen.
I just feel like you're stalling.
So let's just hypothetically, right?
Okay.
Right. Marvel have they sponsor Marvel Stadium, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But they've seen AFL. They've witnessed this and they've discovered it. And they'd never really heard of it before. They're sort of suddenly on board with it, and they want to showcase this to the rest of the world. So how do they do this? They get the idea. Now, this isn't part of my idea. This is just what's going to happen. This is just the assumption, right? So they go through and they think, how do we showcase this to the rest of the world? Oh, we need an AFL version of Space Jam. So we have a movie that has AFL players, but also cartoon characters combined, right?
Right. Yep.
And this is going to happen anyway. This isn't part of my pitch or anything like that. But just assuming that does happen, right? I think it's only logical that we've got a bunch of theme parks around in Gold Coast. We've got Movie World and
cool. Yeah, gather around to Brisbane and Gold Coast. Yeah.
It's only 45 minutes, mate.
I'm rounding up. No, carry
on. But I think we create this AFL world.
Yeah.
An AFL theme park sort of thing.
Yep.
Around. And it could be a combination of, rides, and you could have an oval there as well. Maybe, we know in 10 years from now, Gold Coast is going to be probably winning flags and things like that, right? So they're probably going to be sick of their 27,000 capacity stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So why not just have this new stadium as part of AFL world? You know, have a massive 50,000 capacity stadium that's also a theme park at the same time.
That's amazing. That is amazing. You know what? I'll be honest with you.
Yep.
For your first 3 parts of the plan.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were struggling a bit, but that grand idea is a fucking grand idea.
Thanks, mate.
Well done.
Thank
well
you.
done. No, round of applause for you there.
Thanks.
Excellently done.
Okay, what's your grand idea?
My
for
grand
Hobart?
idea. Okay, so I obviously kicked off by talking about how bloody desperate the people of Hobart, the people of Tasmania, are for an AFL team.
Yep.
So I floated the idea of an extra, giving Tasmania their own team. But then I really started thinking about it, and 19 teams for gather round just wouldn't work. Because someone's going to miss out. Someone's not going to play a game.
That's right.
So what I've done, obviously we've got 3 years to figure this out.
Yep.
Right. So I've come up with a really clear 3-year plan.
Okay.
So the first year, we're gonna build on Blundstone Arena, whatever it's called.
Yep.
Gonna triple the capacity.
Yep.
So it's gonna be almost 60,000.
Yep.
60,000 people capacity.
Nice.
That's year 1.
Yep.
Year 2, we're gonna come up with the name, the branding, all that. The whole marketing plan.
Yep.
Year 3, we're going to send north-south. We're going to send north-south. Give Tasmania their own team. It's done. So year 2, we're going to go with all the branding.
Yeah.
Rebrand the North Melbourne Kangaroos to whatever they want to be. The Hobart Jack Jumpers. I fucking know.
Jack Jumpers.
That's it. 3-year plan. Send north-south.
Send north-south. Nice.
All right. Well, for those listening, we'd probably get into Get Forward now. This is the part of the show where we usually do that. But I feel like that one grand idea, looking forward to the future, that's probably is Get Forward. I feel like that kind of fits the mark. So if you're watching on YouTube, comment down below which plan you reckon you'd want to see come to life.
Yep.
Comment your favourite parts about certain parts of the plan, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
If you're listening, slide into the DMs. They're always open. We do love when we get some messages about the episode just after you've listened to it. So holler at us. We're always open.
Switch on.
Does it feel weird having run it back and kind of got forward, but not really got forward? Like, are you alright if we kind of move on?
Yeah. I mean, it was a meaty run it back. Anyway, I think.
Yeah, I feel like we've definitely had run it backs that have gone for longer.
Yeah.
I feel like the content we jammed into this week's run it back
was more than
I'm feeling good about it.
Have we ever done that before? Like gone head to head on something and then asked the listeners what they think?
I don't think so. Not in 82 episodes. I don't reckon we have.
Surely. No?
Oh, these next few episodes are gonna get bitchy. Anyway. Time for Switch On. I've got some questions for you.
Yep.
See if you can figure out what kind of theme I'm sticking with here.
Okay.
True or false?
Yep.
There was no Tasmanian playing for either of the South Australian teams during gather round. So the Crows or the Power.
True.
Let's think about how I worded the question. There was no false.
Really?
There was a one.
Oh.
Chase Jones is the Tasmanian. Plays for the Crows. He had a pretty good game.
Okay.
Pretty good game. He kicked a goal and had 28 touches.
It's a sign of things to come, perhaps.
They're going to be it's going to be the first player that North get on their target list as soon as they send south.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 2. It's a bit of a game.
Okay.
Okay. So let's play Tasmanian.
Yeah.
Or Mainlandian.
Mainlandian.
So basically, just guess whether the player's from Tasmania or from the mainland.
It just reminds me of The Mandalorian for some reason. It's got similar vibes.
The word kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
Anyway, so we'll start off with an easy one.
Yep.
Ben Brown.
Tassie.
Yep. Cool. Correct.
Yes.
The next one, Toby Nankervis.
Okay. Know nothing about his background, so just guess Mainlandian.
Tasmanian.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Tasmanian.
Okay.
The next one,
Yeah.
Jeremy Howe.
Mainlandian.
Tasmanian.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Next one, Alex Pearce.
See, this is the thing. I feel like I've gone too far one way now, assuming everyone's Mainlandian. But then, would you go through and put everyone as a Tasmanian for the sake of this, or would you not do that?
That's what you got to ask yourself.
That's what I am asking myself.
Yeah, you're literally just doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say D. Alex Pearce is Mainlandian.
You're not going to believe it.
Yeah.
He's Tasmanian. And then last but not least, Hugh Greenwood.
Hugh Greenwood. I mean, plays for North.
He does play for North.
Used to play for Gold Coast, right?
Yeah. Collingwood as well? I make that up. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Mainlandian.
You're not going to believe this, mate.
Yeah.
He is Tasmanian.
Oh, okay.
They're all Tasmanian.
What a stitch.
Yeah, it ended up turning into a bit of a, are you brave enough to pick Steve?
Yeah.
I didn't actually mean that.
Brave enough to pick Tasmanian.
Yeah. I got one more question for you.
Yep.
Sticking on the Tassie theme. Which team has the most Tasmanians on their list?
I've got no idea.
Take a guess.
Hawthorn?
Richmond.
Really?
Richmond, yeah. I think they got five or six, I think.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, that was my Tasmania switch on for you.
Nice. I've got a very quick switch on.
Okay.
Just one sort of thing. It's a 2 truths and 1 lie.
Right.
So I've got 3 things, 3 statements, or three facts, I guess. 2 of them are true, 1 of them's a lie.
There you go. For those listening, now you know how that game works, because you definitely didn't know before. The names are so confusing. Like, what could this possibly be referring to?
Okay. Fact 1. Lamingtons were first made in Brisbane. Okay. Fact 2. Brisbane has the largest city hall in Australia.
Okay.
Fact 3. The Western Bulldogs were approached in 1986 to relocate to Brisbane.
Right. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that the second one is true. The largest city hall town, or whatever it is.
Yep.
Largest hall in Australia.
Yep.
So I'm going to rule that one out.
Okay.
Lamingtons were first made in Brisbane. Obviously, there's a long running rivalry between Australia and New Zealand about who is the true inventor of the Lamington.
Correct.
Now, in my head, it's either that it's thought to have been Brisbane, but it's actually New Zealand.
Yep.
Or it's thought to be New Zealand and it's actually Brisbane.
Yep.
And I'm not sure which way round it is, because essentially that way round decides it. Because I think because I do think the Dogs were, I do think the Dogs almost relocated, but I'm not sure where and when.
Okay.
This is a good one. We do this game as a bloody, icebreaker for new starters.
Yeah, like 3 facts about themselves.
Yeah. No, 2 truths and a lie.
Sorry.
I can run you through how the game works.
Yeah,
sorry. With the idea of keeping it somewhat interesting for the listeners, I'm not going to spend any more time umming and ahhing.
Okay.
I'm just going to say that the Lamingtons were first made in Brisbane is the lie.
Okay. The lie is that the Western Bulldogs were approached in 1986 to relocate to Brisbane because North Melbourne were approached in
Were they?
1986. to
Damn,
relocate.
I thought the Dogs almost did too.
Mate, there's a Wikipedia page that shows how many times North Melbourne has been approached to relocate to Canberra, to Brisbane, to Tasmania, to Gold Coast. Go through it, and have a look at our decorated past, mate.
So we need to forget about this North Melbourne closer to a flag. We need North Melbourne closer to a relocation. just before we move on though, you've got that confirmed about the origin of the Lamington, because there's countries at war with one another about this, but you just know the truth.
Look, I found it on a website, so I'm basing it all off a website.
All right, okay. Well, either way, the third one is the lie then, because it's okay. No, nice. I like that. You should do that more for Switch On. That's interesting. Anyway, what's next? I don't know what's next. My mate's multi. Let's do that.
Money.
Alrighty, time for my mate's multi. I'll race through these. So, leg one from last week, I said Josh Giddey will have more assists in his next game than any goal kicker this round in the footy. Now, initially, I thought I sent you a message saying Giddey's out for the rest of the season with hip soreness or something. But then I checked today and he played.
Yep.
And he got 10 assists. So,
well, no one kicked 10, did they?
No one kicked 10. So,
nice.
1 from 1. Leg 2. No game this round will have an attendance of greater than 50,000. Yep. So 2 from 2.
2 very average legs.
2 very average legs. Leg 3. I will witness some form of confrontation on the plane this weekend.
I remember wanting that to happen. It didn't though, did it?
It did not happen, which is the best leg to have ever failed, I think, because I would not have been a fan of confrontation on the plane, I think. So
you have just cost yourself 3 out of 3, though.
That's okay. As long as I didn't get confrontation on the plane, I'm happy.
You could have started it, though.
What, the confrontation?
Yeah.
Me? Starting confrontation?
For the sake of my mate's multi.
Yeah, nah.
Still, we take that 2 for 3.
2 for 3, not bad.
We take that. All right, mine last week. I will see at least 2 South Australia tourism ads as part of the footy coverage this round. This one got up before the first bounce of the first game of the round. I saw 2.
Different ads?
Different ads before the first bounce of the first game of the round.
Yeah.
So 1 for 1.
Nice.
Teams wearing some kind of special or clash Guernsey will lose. No, that one almost as quickly as the first leg got up.
Yep.
That one fell.
Yep.
Almost as quickly because Adelaide were wearing it. Their Guernsey looks sick as well, by the way. Look real cool. And apparently they're never going to wear it again.
Oh.
But yeah, they won, so that didn't get up. And leg 3, I said the collective score of the Pies Saints game will be more than the collective total of the Bombers D's game. And no, that didn't get up either. Bombers kicked a pretty decent score, and D's, even though they lost, they still kicked more than Collingwood or Saints. So didn't get up. So 1 from 3, mate.
Cool. My legs for this week, leg 1. So at least 3 of the series in the first round of the NBA playoffs will be clean sweeps. 4-0. Yep.
Cool. Yeah.
Leg 2. All the AFL teams with blue, it could be navy, could be light, like royal blue, any sort of blue, in their colours, will kick more than 10 goals this round. And leg 3, an Aussie will hit a century in the IPL before the next episode.
Okay. You want to make any claims as to what state or what city they're from?
No.
No? All right. No worries.
No.
Okay. My legs for this week, I'm very, very much sticking to my theme for this week. Because we've kind of done 2 separate themes in a way, haven't we, this week?
With it, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Almost. Maybe it's a bit of a stretch. But my legs for this week, a Tasmanian will kick more than 4 goals this weekend.
Yep.
Leg 2, the game in Tasmania will have a final margin of less than 3 goals.
Okay.
The Hawks are playing down there against Adelaide, I think.
Okay.
And then sticking with the Tasmanian theme.
Mate, you've committed to the bit.
I have. Sticking with the Tasmanian theme. North Melbourne will have more than 342 disposals this round.
Nice.
Just before we go, something I'm really, really annoyed at myself for not asking you until the end here.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your NBA team?
The Minnesota Timberwolves.
What jersey are you rocking now?
Just the old Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Just
interesting.
Yeah, just I don't know. Just got this as a gift.
Yeah.
From my sister-in-law. So
she's proven that you wear it by wearing it.
Yeah.
We got video evidence that you wear it.
I've worn it a couple of times.
All right.
It's the best quality jersey I've.
Oh, that's not fair. We bought you a bloody Ricky Rubio one that was legit, didn't we?
I don't think it was legit.
Oh, all right. Well, then.
But I loved it though, and I still wear it. But,
all right, that was all I wanted to say.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Big week of footy ahead.
Yeah, mate. Anzac Day.
Mark your calendars.
Mark your calendars. That's going to be. I mean, there's no undefeated teams anymore, but Essendon and Collingwood both right up the top.
Both flying at the moment, aren't they?
So it'll be interesting to see who gets up.
But for now, no, I was going to do it. You can say it. No, you do it. I can't do it. I did it not long ago. I can't do it again to you.
Keep kicking goals.